Hello, dear students. Greetings of the day. I, Muhammad Zishan, welcome you to the online classes of geography. Today, we are going to have the last lecture, which is lecture number 6 of chapter 7 Volcanoes. In this lecture, we are going to study about the second constructive effect of volcano, in which we will study about hot springs, geysers, and fumaroles. Then, after that, we will be studying about some of the important volcanic zones of the world. Sorry, before that, we will be studying about the destructive effects, then important volcanic zones of the world, and then some of the important volcanic eruptions which took place in the past. So, let us begin our chapter with this hot springs, geysers, and fumaroles. So, these hot springs, geysers, and fumaroles are created, or you can say these are the effects, constructive effects of volcanoes. And what is the difference between these three hot springs, geysers, and fumaroles, and how these are formed, or these are constructed and erupted, that we will see now. Suppose, let us see first how springs are uh, natural springs are created. Suppose if there is a landform like this, okay, and in that landform, if there is a layer of non-porous rock or impervious rock like this till here, okay, and if during rainy season, and suppose this is here we are having, just this is, say, impervious rock. What it is? Impervious rock. It doesn't allow the entry of water in it. And whereas here we are having aquifer. Aquifer. Aquifer means the rock which allows the seepage of water through it, okay. And suppose if it rains, okay, then what will happen? This water will seep into the aquifers, okay, and will follow the gravity, okay, and after that what will happen? It will reach somewhere here, and if a hole is dug, okay, then what will happen? Automatically it will come out from here like this, like a natural spring. So this is called natural spring. Natural spring, right? So now, after understanding the mechanism of spring, we will study, or we will see how the hot springs are formed. Suppose if this is the ground, okay, and suppose if uh, here we are having, this is the water chamber, you can say, or you can say aquifers are there, okay, which are in close contact to the rocks. These are, suppose, rocks downside here, okay, and these rocks are getting heated by magma, magma chamber, okay, magma, right? Then what will happen? and here we are having another aquifers also, right? So what will happen, the water here, right, will start get boiling. Okay, it will start getting boiling, right? And it will get changed into, it will become very hot and it will get changed into vapor steam. Then what will happen, this steam will try to come up, okay, in this manner through the cracks, right? And when it will try to come up through the cracks, then what will happen, the water which was above the surface, okay, it will lower down its temperature, and then what will happen, the water will come out in this manner. Water will come out in this manner. This water will come out in this manner, okay. Now its temperature will be around 30 degrees Celsius to 35 degree Celsius, okay. So it will be called what, it will be called hot springs, right? And suppose if suppose if this is like this, if here it is a surface, and from here, suppose the water is getting collected in this manner, right? Here we are having aquifers, okay. In this aquifers, the water is seeping like this and getting stored here somewhere here, okay. This is the water table, you can say, right? And here we are having some cracks, okay, like this, getting. And downside we are having magma here, okay, all around. This is magma. Then what will happen, then this will get changed into steam, okay. And what will happen, when it will get changed into steam, right, this steam will come upside, okay, right? And it will take water with it, it will take water with it. So this water will gushes out, okay, like at some intervals, okay. It is, you can say, intermittent uh, explosion of water from the ground, okay. And the temperature of water will be around 100 degree Celsius or 90 degree Celsius and plus, okay, like this much high temperature will be there. So we people can take bath in hot springs, but we cannot take bath in geysers, okay. It may be proved very dangerous for our lives, okay. It has taken lives of so many peoples, okay, accidentally. So this is how geyser is formed, okay. When the water is hot, okay, it is boiled at 100 degrees Celsius, okay, and to the surface of the earth, if its temperature is higher, 90 degrees Celsius or above, okay, 100 degrees Celsius, then it is called geyser. And if its temperature is lower down around 30 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Celsius, then it is called hot spring, okay. So it was the geyser. Now what is fumarole? So fumarole is, suppose this is the surface of the earth, right? And from here some aquifers may be here, okay, like this, in this manner. If some aquifers are there, right? And downside we are having lava or magma, okay, right? Here we may have rocks, right, impervious rocks. So when then what will happen, when because of the heat of this lava, what will happen, this water will get changed into steam, okay. And when this steam, right, only steam will come out. What, only steam will come out, right? Here, this is, if only steam will come out, right, from some openings in the ground, right, then it will be called fumarole. So fumarole is an opening in the ground from where steam comes out, and it contains sulfur as well as carbon dioxide and various other gases. Okay, so these fumaroles contain sulfur, sulfur dioxide or carbon dioxide and various other gases, and these are considered very good in treating the skin diseases. Which diseases? Skin diseases. Okay, skin problems, skin diseases. Okay, right. Then if if only sulfur comes out, if in this fumaroles only sulfur gas is emerged, okay, sulfur dioxide or sulfur gas is emerged or is comes out, okay, then what will happen? Then it is called solfatera. Solfatera. Okay, and if only carbon dioxide comes out from here, only carbon dioxide, CO2 comes out, okay, from the fumaroles, then it is called Muffete. Muffete, check spelling, okay, Muffete, right? So this is what these are the effects of volcanoes, constructive effects of volcanoes. Let me check the duration of video. Okay, now after understanding these hot springs, geysers, and fumaroles, we will be studying about the destructive effects of volcanoes. Destructive effects we will study from your book only. So in book it is written some of the destructive effects of volcanoes are the following. When the volcanoes erupt, they destroy life and property. Yes, obviously whatever comes in the way of lava, right, it takes everything, and the temperature of lava is around 1000 degrees Celsius. At that temperature everything will get evaporated, water get boiled at 100 degrees Celsius temperature, and if the water, boiled water, falls on our body, then what happens? We people get seriously burned. Okay, so what will happen to us when we will come in contact to 1000 degrees Celsius temperature? I think we will get evaporated. Okay, so when the volcanoes erupt, they destroy life and property. The hot lava together with ash and dust destroy not only human beings but also animals as well as plant life. Yes, whatever comes in its way, everything is destroyed. Then agricultural fields are covered with layers of volcanic ash and dust, making them unsuitable for cultivation. Yes, okay, making them unsuitable for cultivation. Then huge clouds are formed after the eruption of volcanoes, causing heavy rains, which result in flood and landslide. Okay, so what happens when volcano erupts? Then before eruption of volcano, steam is also erupted. Okay, and the eruption of steam is so huge that okay, heavy clouds are formed. Okay, heavy clouds are formed, and then it rains. Okay, uh, for so many days. Okay, agriculture. Huge clouds are formed after the eruption of volcanoes, causing heavy rains, which result in flood and landslide. Volcano also emit poisonous gases, which pollute the environment and causes health problems. Okay, so many gases, poisonous gases are erupted. Okay, in which sulfur is. Uh, then after that, we are having explosive volcanoes in ocean islands are followed by high tsunami waves. They flood the area and destroy property, people, animals, and crops. So, along with volcano, what happens? Along with volcanoes, earthquake also comes. Okay, and these when volcanoes takes place in the oceans, then what happens? They generate waves. Okay, when the explosion takes place in the ocean or sea, then they generate waves, and those waves takes the shape of tsunami, means very high waves are generated, and the coastal areas are swept away by these waves, and the people, those who reside near the coastal areas, okay, they are swept away by these tsunamis, and the all people and animals are killed by the tsunami. Okay, like the tsunami which hit Java and Sumatra in, I think, year 2004 or 5, something like that. Okay, then after that, after studying destructive effects, let us study about some of the important volcanic zones of the world. Right. So first of all, let us read what is given in your book. Then I will tell you about the important volcanic zones in which I have categorized. Okay, the world into major important, or you can say important volcanic zones of the world. So, important volcanic zones of the world: Circum-Pacific Belt. The volcanoes occur near earthquake belts around the young fold mountains. The Circum-Pacific Belt is also called the Pacific Ring of Fire because over 80% of the total number of active volcanoes are concentrated in this region. Among these are included 40 active volcanoes in Andes, over 100 in Philippines, 17 in Indonesia, and 14 in Japan. Okay, yes, written. I'm here. Then mid-world mountain belt. Okay, mid-world mountain belt. They have written here, but I have categorized these things into Mediterranean region. Okay. Mount Vesuvius and Mount Aten and Mount Stromboli, the famous active volcanoes, are located in the mid-world mountain belt. The only active volcano in India, in Andaman and Nicobar Island, is also located in this belt. The Hawaiian Island, Canary Island, and Mount Kenya are also in the mid-world mountain belt. So it was given in the book. Okay, now let us understand what I have written. See, if we divide the world into some volcanic zones, then the first and foremost, or the only important zone, is the Circum-Pacific Belt, which is also called the Ring of the Fire. Okay, I think on this Ring of the Fire, the Pacific Ring of Fire. Okay, so many movies have been shot, like Pacific Rim, Hollywood movie. If you see that, you will find that from Pacific Rim, so aliens are coming into the Earth. Okay, so apart from the movies, let me tell you that this is the very important zone. Okay, here at Circum-Pacific Belt, what happens? The tectonic plates are moving. Okay, and on the boundaries of on the boundaries of continental plates as well as Pacific Ocean plate, then what happens? Here some volcanic activity takes place. Okay, and two-third of the world's volcano takes place in this region only, in the Pacific, on the verges of Pacific Ocean. Okay, so here in Philippines, around 100 active volcanoes are there. In Indonesia, around 70 active volcanoes are there. In Andes Mountains, okay, where the uh, South American belt as well as the Pacific tectonic plates, okay, South American plate and Pacific plates are converging towards each other. There, 40 volcanoes are found, and in Japan, around 35 volcanoes are found. Okay, so this was about the Circum-Pacific Belt. Means Circum-Pacific Belt is one of the most important region where the volcanoes are found, and 100 only in Philippines, okay, and 70 in Indonesia, right, and 40 in Andes and 35 in Japan. And world's two-third of the world's volcanoes, means 66% of volcanoes, are found in this zone only. Then we have Atlantic coast. Okay, Madeira Island, Ascension, Saint Helena, Cape Verde, Canary Island. Okay, these are the some of the islands where volcanic activity takes place. Means here some volcanoes have become extinct and some are under the dormant state. But in Iceland and Azores, active volcanoes are found. Okay, and next is Mediterranean region, the region which is near the Mediterranean Sea. There, Mount Vesuvius, Mount Etna, and Mount Stromboli, these all are located in Italy only, right, in the territory of Italy. So these are some of the uh, volcanoes which are found, okay, in Mediterranean region near the coast of Italy. Okay, here the Mount Stromboli is called lighthouse of Mediterranean. You can remember this fact. Okay, then next is African region. In African region, East African Rift Valley, Mount Kilimanjaro and Mount Kenya. These are some of the extinct and dormant volcanoes, whereas Mount Cameroon is an active volcano. Now let us study about some of the major volcanic eruptions which took place in the history. Okay, so let us study first about Mount Vesuvius. Mount Vesuvius here, which falls under the Mediterranean region. Okay, it is found on the Bay of Naples in South Italy. Okay, and the first eruption took place on 24th of August 79 AD. Okay, and in that eruption, Pompeii and Herculaneum, these two cities were covered by 20 to 50 feet of uh, mud flow of volcanic ashes. Okay, and after that torrential rain took place, and though that mud flow or the volcanic ash got cemented, so you can say that thousands of peoples or the people of these two cities were got buried. Okay, entire the under the mud flow or under the volcanic ash, and were get got cemented, means the entire city was killed by this eruption of 24th of August 79. Okay, then in December 1631 also, right, it erupted and thousands of people were killed, right. Then after that we are having Mount Krakatau. Mount Krakatau falls in where, in uh, circum-Pacific belt, because it is in where, Indonesia, right. Indonesia, 70 mountains are there. So in circum-Pacific belt we are having Mount Krakatau. It is located at Sunda Strait. Sunda Strait is, like, suppose if it is Java, and suppose it is Sumatra. So this region is called Sunda Strait. Sunda Strait. What is a strait? A small water body joining two large water bodies is called strait. Okay, so this is a small water body joining two large water bodies. Okay, so here this Mount Krakatau is located, and this Mount Krakatau erupted on August 1883, right? And the explosion was so, you can say it was so explosive that two-third of this island, Mount Krakatau, was destroyed by that eruption. Okay, means 67% or 66% of the island was destroyed by that explosion of August 1883. Okay, and because of that, on that island was barren, nobody lived there. Okay, but because of the explosion, 100-foot waves were generated, and around 36,000 people, those who reside on the coast of Java and Sumatra, were killed. Okay, then after that, around 50 years later in 1927, it erupted again. Okay, means the one third, two-third was destroyed and one third was left. Okay, one third island was left, and the after this eruption, one crater was formed, submarine crater or caldera was formed. Okay, and from there in 1927 again eruption took place, and what happens, 220 feet higher island was formed again. Okay, and that island was called the child of Mount Krakatoa, Anak Krakatau. Okay, Anak Krakatau. So it was something like this. Let me check first the duration of video. Okay, so you can say that, okay, there was an island like this. Okay, and during the explosion of August 1883, this entire region was submerged. One caldera was formed, right? Submarine caldera was formed. Clear? Like this. Then in 1927, what happened? Again, eruption took place. From here, eruption took place, right? And again, the island was formed. 220 feet higher, island was formed. Okay, like this. 220 feet higher. So this is called Anak, means the child of Krakatau. Krakatau, Anak Krakatau. Okay. Then Mount Pili. Mount Pili is in West Indies. West Indies is a Caribbean island, okay, near the Caribbean Sea, which is near Central America, between North America and South America, right? So there in May 1902, it erupted, and around 30,000 people at Saint Pierre, which is the capital of Martinique, okay, were killed, right? So these were some of the important volcanic eruptions we have studied: Mount Vesuvius, Mount Krakatau, and Mount Pili. And we have studied about the volcanic zones of the world. We have studied about the constructive effects of the volcanoes, destructive effects of volcanoes. In constructive effects, we have studied about the formation of landforms. In that, we have studied about the intrusive landforms as well as extrusive landforms. In intrusive landforms, we have studied about the formation of batholith, laccolith, lopolith, phacolith, and sills dikes. Whereas in construction of extrusive landforms, we have studied about the volcanic plains, volcanic mountains, and volcanic plateaus. And other constructive effects, we have studied that the other constructive effect was the formation of hot springs, geysers, and fumaroles. Hot springs, geysers, and fumaroles, they for the formation of these three things, what do we need? We need a source of heat, which is again the lava or the magma inside the earth, and we need the water. Okay, water can percolate through the rocks. Okay, the rocks which are porous, which are also called aquifers. Okay, and can get collected on the impervious rocks. Okay, which may be some igneous rocks, okay, or the rocks which do not allow the entry of water. And when those rocks will become very hot by the underlying magma, then what will happen? That water will start boiling, okay, and when it boils and tries to come out, okay, and when it tries to come out from the cracks, okay, after becoming steam or after getting boiled, and during its way to the surface, if it cools down and its temperature is reduced around 30 degree to 35 degrees Celsius, okay, in which we can take bath easily, then that type of eruption of water or water is called hot spring. And when it erupts, okay, in the form of steam as well as water, okay, which is having a temperature around 90 to 100 degrees Celsius, okay, that type of eruption is called geyser. And when only you can say gases as well as the steam comes out from the cracks or the vents or the openings in the earth's surface, that is called fumaroles. And fumaroles, when only sulfur comes out, sulfur gas comes out from there, then that is called sulfatera. And when only carbon dioxide gas comes out, then it is called methane. Okay, so these things we have studied. I hope you would have understood the chapter volcano properly. If you see all these videos, okay, of volcanoes of class 9th ICSC board, then I think you will not require to study any other thing for the preparation of UPSC. Okay, if you are preparing for UPSC uh, and for prelims you are preparing, I think this much section will be more than sufficient in volcanoes section of geography. Thank you so much.